Hi, my name is James Cutting, founder and director of Football Fun Factory, a children's football organisation that's exploding across the UK. And today I'm going to tell you how to work full-time in football. Many people, like this football coach here, would love to work full-time in the game. So football coaches who are working within the grassroots game, or people that go into schools, or teachers, lots of people who have a huge passion for football love the thought of working full-time in football. Why? Because it's what they love, it's their real passion. If you're anything like me, I love the game of football, and more so I love children playing football with a big smile on their face. So it's passionate football coaches who would really love to do that for their living. Now, what opportunities are there to work in football? Well, I've highlighted the main ones here. I've come up with just 5. Academy jobs. We've got pro club foundations, so that's like community trusts and the charitable arm of football clubs that maybe go into schools or do community football programs. Coaching in America. There's quite a few opportunities to go out and coach in America. I did that when I was 19, 20 years old. College programs, so that is working within like a scholarship program within a college. 17, 18-year-olds that take part in their studies and also do some football coaching or training alongside that, and then working within a football association. Now, even amongst these 5 different areas, there's very few opportunities because there are only, of course, 92 football league clubs. There are a limited number of jobs within those academies, so just a few hundred jobs within academies. There are a few more, but not many more than that in professional clubs, foundations and charitable arms, because there's people that go into schools, people that go and deliver programs within development centres or community football programs, but still a really small number of coaching jobs and positions in respect to the number of people that would love to take those on. There's so many more people that would love to become a football coach than actually has the industry has the supply for. The demand outweighs the supply, and we'll go on to why that's a problem in a second. In America, well, there's a number of different opportunities. There's a few thousand coaches every year that go out to America from Great Britain and coach overseas, but actually it's a short-term career, short-term option. So the opportunity is great, but it's quite limited because you have to have a visa to go out there. I went and did it for a few months at the start of my football coaching career, but ultimately had to come back and then had to find another job in football somehow. College programs, there's probably only 2 or 3 tutors for each course, and therefore the number of job opportunities are really limited. And then the football association, of course, there's different football associations. There's the main overall FA, and then there's county football associations, but there aren't too many jobs working in football. So what are the pain points for anyone that does manage to find that magical job that they want in football? Well, first and foremost, the scarcity leads to low pay and long hours. Now, why does scarcity, why does the number of jobs affect the volume, the pay, or the hours and the expectations and demands that are placed on you? Well, ultimately, because supply outweighs demand, because there's so many people that would love to work in football, but there aren't many jobs, ultimately, there's so many people that are willing to step into your shoes if you're not willing to accept the low pay and accept the fact that there's long hours. So the working conditions within football, take my word for it, because I've been there working within an employed role within professional football clubs, it's not great. The pay isn't great, even within an academy setup. You know, sometimes we're topping out at kind of £30,000, £35,000 a year in terms of really high profile, really sought after jobs, but actually not massive salaries or not a long-term career salary within the game. And then the hours can be long. I remember coaching, finishing at 9 o'clock on an AstroTurf, a long way from where I live, and I'll come on to travel in a second. But those overall conditions really put you in a position where it's just unsustainable for the long term. There's limited career progression opportunities because there's so few jobs. What that means is there's then limited steps within that career pathway. Obviously, if you're a development centre coach at a professional club, you've got to step up into the academy, but then there's only really 5 or 6 different jobs within the academy. You've got your foundation phase lead, your youth development phase lead, your professional phase development lead coach, and then you've got a youth team manager and stepping into the first team from there. So there's very few actual roles within the professional game. And then the unsociable hours, you are working evenings, you are working weekends, and you are doing things at times where you would typically spend time with your family and your loved ones. You're going to have to be coaching football at those times because those are the times where children play football. And then the travel involved is a big pain point for anyone involved within the world of football coaching, specifically those working within professional football clubs, because if you're working within an academy, you'll be playing an away game on a weekend and you may be going 4 hours across the country to go and play that game. And 4 hours there, 4 hours back, a few hours in between actually doing the job and coaching the children, those opportunities might be great. Go to all these professional clubs, training grounds, play an academy match and whatever, but actually you could be looking at a 12-hour day for 3 hours of work. You may even bear the cost of that travel too, and actually overall it's just not sustainable. So those are the pain points, but what have we fixed here at the Football Fun Factory? Well, let me tell you a little bit about the FFF. We're a children's football coaching franchise. We want to make football fun for everyone. We've got ethos and values at our core. We want to put smiles on in children's faces through football. But this isn't really about us and our organisation. It's more about the problems that we're fixing. We've fixed the scarcity by saying that actually our franchise opportunity is available nationwide. Anyone who is interested in coming on board with the Football Fun Factory, we do have 80 franchisees that we've onboarded within the period from September 2019 to where I am stood here today in November 2023. 80 franchisees have come on board, but there's still plenty of territory across the country where people can look within their local community, find some local sports centre venues or commercial sports centre venues, location schools, things like that, where they can run their Football Fun Factory programs. So you can do it where you live. The low pay factor goes out the window because you can build this as your business, and your pay is in your hands because you can build a business, and the more successful it is, the more profitable it is, and the more that you can benefit on a personal level. And the hours, well, the hours are completely up to you because you can set your own schedule, be your own boss, work within your local community, work as many hours or as few hours as you want to. Obviously, like any business, the more you put in, the more you get out. But with our franchise, you can have a fantastic work-life balance alongside doing something that you absolutely love, which in the football coaching industry is basically not a thing at all, apart from, of course, with the Football Fun Factory. So we've got limited career progression, whereas when you're running your own franchise business, your progression is in your hands. The number of subscribers you've got, the volume of your programs, the participation, the impact that you're making, the profits of your business, all of that is completely within your hands. And then the unsociable hours that you may coach within a professional club's academy. Like I said, I remember finishing at 9 o'clock on an AstroTurf. I'd coach various different age groups, ending with the teenage age groups that can finish at 9 o'clock. And then I might be an hour from my house and have to drive home. So I might start my session at 5. I'm out there in the freezing cold for 4 hours till 9 o'clock. I'd get in my car and drive home. And that chunk of my day is on top of being in the office all day. And it really isn't a great work-life balance at all. I can vouch for that. I did that for many years. I worked at a professional football club for 9.5 years. And let me tell you, we have fixed all the problems that the industry, the broken industry of football presents. And then finally, the travel. You can build your Football Fun Factory franchise within your local community, wherever you live, wherever that town might be. For me, the village where I established Football Fun Factory is called Red Lodge. It's a little village in Suffolk, and we have got now over 200 children participating in that village alone, alongside a whole host of other areas that the franchisee that took it on from me has now grown into. He's got a really, really successful franchise business, much like the other 80 head coaches across the United Kingdom. So we've fixed all those problems, and on top of that, we've got some upsides. This is Dave, one of our franchisees in Cambridge, our head coach. He's built his own successful football coaching business where he lives. He moved from Slough area near Heathrow into Cambridge, and he built his own business in that new area. His circumstances in life were that he was moving, so he took on a Football Fun Factory franchise rather than needing to find a job. You can coach for a program and organisation that has ethos and values. This is Johnny. He's our head of delivery and my co-founder in the organisation. He's holding a blue card. We don't give out yellow and red card for bad things. We give out blue cards for good things. Sportsmanship, teamwork, fair play, brilliant attitudes and character traits. When we present blue cards to children, we show them that there's so much more to football participation than just winning a medal, scoring a goal, being man of the match or player of the match. Instead, you can win a blue card for showing a fantastic ability to work hard or encourage your teammates. What a fantastic ethos, and that's the ethos of the Football Fun Factory, and something that you could be involved in. You can be part of a fantastic team and company culture. I'm stood here with Danny, who's one of our recently onboarded head coaches. He's in Essex, and he started with an absolute bang, launching all of his programs. His TOPS program is absolutely flying. You can be part of a culture where we're all working together. We're all collaborating, all networking, we're all in the same boat. We're trying to build the world's leading children's football coaching organisation, but every single individual head coach is trying to build that brand within their local community and using themselves as the key deliverer for that. You can earn a fantastic living, far more than the industry standard. So this is Keisha, who works within sports coaching, but with her work with Football Fun Factory, then she's elevating her lifestyle, through all of the things that she can do with the Football Fun Factory franchise. So then there's an opportunity where you can earn so much more as a head coach than you can in an employed role. So through our business model, if you look at the typical sports coaching, football coaching salary, well, you can double it, treble it, and quadruple it by coming on board with the Football Fun Factory. One of the upsides of the FFF is that you receive the full support of our franchise launch specialist, Daryl, who's pictured here, for the planning, development, and growth of your business. We are with you every step of the way throughout your journey. You can see my happy, smiling face as I tell you this. The number one reason why you should come on board with the FFF is to live life on your terms. 6 years ago, I started the Football Fun Factory, and 4 years ago, we began franchising. The best choice I've ever made in my life is to go and start my own business. And for me, that's made a transformational impact on my life and my business. And for 80 franchisees across the country is doing the same. So if you're interested in coming on board with the FFF, the first step is to meet this man, Luke Chadwick, former Manchester United footballer, now director of the FFF. Jump on a Zoom call with him, learn more about our wonderful opportunities, and you can learn how you can work full-time in football doing something you love and build a fantastic business at the same time.